Sean Strickland has locked onto a brand new target, and this time, it's Justin Gaethje. The two fighters have been trading heated words online, and things have turned deeply personal, all in the lead up to the UFC's landmark trip to Washington, D.C. It all kicked off when Gaethje jumped into a social media exchange involving a user who was taking shots at Donald Trump. His message was blunt: "Shut the F up, loser. Keep my name out of your mouth. I'm American B. I don't need or want a coward's support. You and Sean are relentlessly dumb as F." Strickland didn't hold back in response. "You're a real good goy. Time to switch your flag, Israel. If being a spineless bee makes you a good America, you can have that title. Eat your goy slop. Just do me a favor and switch your flag, Israel. 5K to 15K cost to every hardworking American not getting paid millions. 13 dead Americans for Israel. Traitor." Gaethje fired straight back, "I don't give a 2S about you or Israel. God, family, country since day one, America. You are dumb as F. You bash our country every chance you get and expect to step foot on the White House grounds. Have a party with the rest of your American-hating goons." Strickland eventually addressed his White House exclusion, but the so-called apology was dripping with sarcasm, and it only poured more fuel onto the fire. Let's hear what Strickland has to say.
Well, you guys, I'm not surprised, but I got the call. I got the call. The UFC higher-ups called me, the big names. They said, "Sean, I gotta apologize, but you're not Israeli enough to go to UFC 250 Israel edition. The White House didn't clear you." And I'm not really surprised, I'm not really surprised. So, I think moving forward, I would like to just apologize to Israel. I'd like to say I'm sorry, I'd like to apologize to Trump, and I just want to prove that I'm Israeli enough for you guys. When Trump goes and bombs the fuck out of Iran that no Americans agree with, that cost Americans $5,000 to $15,000 to go fight Israel's war, I want to apologize. Sorry, I've been a critic of that, My allegiance was apparently in the wrong place, and I just want to apologize.
The fallout from Sean's White House ban has completely split the MMA world. The majority of fans and fighters have rallied behind Strickland, blasting the promotion for freezing out their undisputed American champion from a historic event taking place right here on US soil. Sean himself has kept the pressure on, firing back at critics in his Instagram comments and refusing to back down from his political stance. The only male American champ banned at the White House. "Because I said Trump is owned by Bibi, that's not public opinion, it's fact. To be fair, they did ban me, but when you make fun of the leaders of America, they tend to be a little petty, lol. By leaders, I mean Israel." Bryce Mitchell was asked about the situation at a recent press conference, and he had plenty to say.
Did you see that Sean Strickland got banned from the White House for talking about Israel?
I'm not surprised at all. Freedom of speech is what really makes this country great. And when you can't criticize a foreign nation, come on, man, we ought to be able to criticize our own nation, let alone a foreign nation. In fact, that's the only nation you're not allowed to criticize. Something's going to change, because evil empires don't last forever. There's always a rebellion. You ever seen Star Wars? That's what's going to happen, bro. Darth Vader's going to get took down. Our government is desecrating its role in society by entertaining sports. Our government is to protect and serve the people. When you're doing all of this stuff, hosting sporting events, it's really outside of what the goal of the government was intended to be, because our tax dollars and resources are funding this operation.
While many are pointing fingers at political censorship, some fans argue that Sean walked right into this situation. 6 months ago, Strickland was asked how he felt about the White House event, and his answer basically predicted everything that's happened since.
"I want to see you fight the White House."
That'd be dope, dude.
I would love for you to fight the White House.
Some guy fought, and he said that he doesn't really want to fight in front of billionaires, and I do understand that. And I was like, that makes sense, bro. So I think I'd want to do the White House. Yeah, if there was some kind of inclusion for So if there was some kind of inclusion for fans, it'd be more. But just to go hang out the Epstein list, I'm good, dog. I'm good, dude.
That clip now answers the question fans have been asking for months. Why wasn't Strickland versus Chimaev ever booked for UFC Freedom 250? When the South Lawn card was first announced, featuring Sean, the only undisputed American champ on the roster, seemed like an absolute no-brainer. But the matchmakers went a completely different direction, and now we know exactly why. Sean's relentless criticism of the government and Trump made the administration deeply uncomfortable about handing him a live mic on federal property. And on the other side, a Chimaev fight was a non-starter at this venue due to his well-documented close ties to Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov, making a White House invitation a flat-out impossibility. The freedom of speech debate surrounding this whole situation has now reached Joe Rogan, who addressed it directly on his podcast.
It's really important that all that stuff does exist just because of the idea of, I think it's important that there's this place that exists. Freedom of speech will always be in, even if, it's like it's such a critical thing, especially now more than ever. I think
critical for everybody, even if you don't agree with it. And that's what's so hard for people to recognize. When people don't have a voice and someone has a voice and that voice is different than their opinion, they want to shut it down. They want to silence it.
Yeah.
And they want to elevate their voice. Nature, just pure, natural. It's natural instincts that human beings have, and you gotta resist that, because you gotta realize you don't want that used on you, right? Well, then don't use it on other people.
Shifting gears now, and speaking of the White House card, Ilia Topuria is already looking beyond his upcoming title defense. El Matador has publicly stated that if the UFC gives him the green light after his fight with Gaethje, he wants to move up to welterweight and challenge Islam Makhachev for the title. The storyline here is genuinely wild. Islam originally vacated the lightweight throne to capture the welterweight belt from Jack Della Maddalena, which opened the door for Topuria to move up from featherweight and claim the vacant 155-pound strap. Now, Topuria wants to chase Islam all the way up to 170 and become a 3-division champion. If that happens, it creates a massive matchmaking headache. Hungry contenders like Ian Gary and Michael Morales are already lined up for Islam, and a move like this would put multiple divisions on ice. Drop a comment below. Is Topuria making a mistake by looking past Gaethje? And leave your predictions for Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane on the same card. I want to hear from you. We just received some major updates on Islam Makhachev's future inside the UFC, and they come straight from his longtime teammate Daniel Cormier, who has finally spoken out on where the champion's career is headed. DC addressed 2 major talking points that have the entire MMA world buzzing. First, the highly debated question of who Islam fights next, and second, a revealing update on his long-term retirement timeline. Earlier, Makhachev's head coach Javier Mendez had suggested that Islam may only have roughly 3 fights remaining in his career, but DC offered a different perspective, noting that Islam's rise to double champion status has opened up a whole new wave of exciting challenges that could keep him competing longer than expected. Let's hear it straight from DC.
Islam Makhachev coming up. I heard it's going to be Philly. I don't want you to tell me. Okay, I don't want anyone to know until they announce it, but I don't want to put you under that pressure. Will it be 1 fight, 2 fight, and then he's gone? Because ultimately, he's coming towards the end. Let's be honest. They don't like to fight till the end.
He has nothing to prove, but I think that becoming a double champion and fighting those guys opened up a whole bunch of challenges for him that he can get excited about.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.